a journey through deep space, trapped in a war. Two pirates fight the good fight, armed with only 6 strings and some pretty bitchin' beards. It's time for your weekly dose of pirate madness. You're now listening to the Guitar Pirates Podcast.
It's the beginning of the week, and you know what that means. It's time for the Guitar Pirates Podcast, your weekly guitar news, music news, and facial hair support club. Yes, I am your host, Josh Jones.
And I am your co-host, Jim Stigger. Rolling straight through November.
We're straight through November. Welcome to episode 32, everyone. We hope you're starting off your week nice and electric like all of you flock of electric tigers are. Jim, what have you been up to? Same old thing?
Same old.
Man, it's just another week down here in the Ozarks,
just
guys.
Working.
Work.
And enjoying the Razorbacks win yesterday.
We had a big win. Bad kicking from the other team.
We got gifted that game. That's all I'm saying.
What a gift, though. What a Saturday gift. But, guys, if you're starting out your week with the Guitar Pirates Podcast, I want to thank you. Thank you for coming aboard. Episode 32. I think we've got a light and breezy one for us today. Jim was saying that. I kind of thought it was normal, but it just might be light and breezy.
Yep.
Guys, let's jump right into some dirty laundry. Here's one. Rudy Sarzo is playing his first shows with Quiet Riot. How awesome is that?
Oh, I know.
Our boy Rudy, he's probably getting all the rest of the Quiet Riot boys hopped up on CBD.
Right. Getting them boys loose.
Getting them boys loose. Loose. But also, I want to talk about a wonderful contest. The Mean Beard contest. Yearly beard contest by our show sponsor, Mean Beard, for the meanest beard out there for 2021. Online contest, go to meanbeard.com, fill out the forms, post some pictures, sign up, and see if you have the meanest beard.
I mean, we can try.
We can try, but I'm going to tell you, the guy who won last year's beard is pretty sweet. So, but regardless, just it's all for a good cause. It's for a good thing. Meanbeard.com. Check out the Meanest Beard contest. You guys probably heard in the past episodes or so, I purchased the Black Star mini guitar. 2 thumbs up.
Yes, I am pretty impressed.
You know, all solid wood, string through body, coil splittable, single humbucker. I mean, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Fits in a 28-inch suitcase sideways in the case, so we don't have to pay any more for a bigger case. Viva Las Vegas, baby.
Yeah, boy.
Here we go. Guys,
Go down on go down on Fremont Street and make you some money, boy.
Money. I'm actually just gonna sit on the balcony of the Cosmopolitan way up high and just sit there.
Let her rip.
And let her rip. Guys, this just happened the other day. We crossed 100 followers on Instagram.
Woo!
If you don't toot your own horn, who's gonna? Seriously.
Y'all may think that that's not a lot, but
we started April 10th.
We'd be happy with 10 followers.
Yeah. Like, guys, if you're out there and you're listening and you're on the Instagram tip of what we're doing, thank you. Thank all of you for settling in, for episode 32 of your Guitar Pirates podcast. One last little deal I wanted to cover. We are sitting in a blanket fort right now.
You took the words out of my mouth. That's what I was going to say. That's what I was saying I wanted to talk about. We are
sitting in a blanket fort right now.
And I absolutely love it.
Halloween morning, my water heater, you guys know it happened. All of the carpet is out now in where we do our podcast. And it's just hardwood. It's like laminate floor on a section of it and concrete, like the literal foundation of the house. And it's a damn echo chamber. And I just wasn't going to do it, so
This is nice.
I literally put blankets up on an old photography backdrop stand, tacked some blankets up to the ceiling, and I put some pillows on the floor too. So if it's echoey, I apologize. You guys know why. Hopefully within the next week or so, this carpet situation will be done.
Do the carpet, but keep the fort, man. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's different. Or just get like some dividers.
Yeah,
like some barrier things, sound dividers. But yeah, that was the last little bit I wanted to discuss in our dirty laundry segment for your Guitar Pirates podcast, episode 32. We're gonna roll right into this day of music. Happy birthday, Johnny Rivers. Singer-songwriter, U.S. #1 single, Poor Side of Town. Happy birthday, Joni Mitchell. Canadian singer-songwriter, 1970 UK #11 single, Big Yellow Taxi. And 1974 U.S. #7 single, Help Me. Happy birthday, Kevin MacDonald, guitarist with English rock band Cutting Crew. They played that song, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight.
Okay. I was like, God, I know that name.
Yeah, it's like you know the name from somewhere. 1957, Jelly Bean. John Jelly Bean Benitez, producer, club DJ, and remixer who had an 87 UK #10 single, Who Found Who. He's also produced and remixed artists such as Madonna, Whitney Houston, and Michael Jackson.
Name drop a little bit there.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Tommy Thayer, lead guitarist who took over from Ace Frehley and American hard rock band Kiss. Thayer became the lead guitarist in 2002. I know that Kiss cruise was just going on.
Yep.
That looked fun.
Yeah, I wanted to go.
Something like that, or the Jericho cruise would be fun. They got a lot of bands on that too. One of them.
Any cruise, like I know the metal cruise would have been really cool, but probably pretty damn expensive.
Guys, that's a short one. Oh, well, we got last one. Robin Fink, American guitarist with 9 Inch Nails and Guns N' Roses. Obviously, Robin probably filled in somewhere.
That's
down
what
the
I was
line
about
for
to
Guns
say.
N' Roses. November 7th, Frank Sinatra marries his second wife, actress Ava Gardner. Couple split up in 53 and divorced in 57. Sinatra was married 3 other times, to his first wife, Nancy Barbado, to the actress Mia Farrow, and finally to Barbara Marx, to whom he was married to at his death. 58, Eddie Cochran made his UK chart debut with Summertime Blues. It reached number 18 on the UK and number 8 on the US. This song has been covered by many artists, including being #1 hit for country music artist Alan Jackson. Notable hit for the English hard rock band The Who. 67, Elton John. Red Dwight and his songwriting partner, Bernie Taupin, signed to GJM Publishing. Their signatures had to be witnessed by their parents because they were both under 21. Wow. 69, the Rolling Stones kicked off their 6th North American tour at Fort Collins State University, Colorado. Also on the bill was Ike and Tina Turner, Chuck Berry,
Well, don't touch my hair.
and B.B. King. I had to, man. I'm dead serious.
Don't touch his amp now.
74, Ted Nugent wins his national squirrel shooting contest after picking off a squirrel at 150 yards.
Wow. The wild man.
Wow, man. 75, Elton John started 3-week number 1 on the U.S. album charts with Rock of the Westies, the singer's 10th studio album and 7th U.S. number 1, and contained U.S. number 1 and number 14 U.K. single Island Girl, which was released prior to the album. 81, Hall & Oates started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with Private Eyes, the duo's 3rd number 1 and number 32 hit on the UK. 91, Guns N' Roses guitarist Izzy Stradlin quit and was replaced by guitarist Gilby Clarke. Another Guns N' Roses, 2002, 12 Guns N' Roses fans were arrested during a riot after a gig in Vancouver was canceled. Promoters pulled the gig after Axl Rose's flight from Los Angeles was delayed.
Ooh.
Yuck. 2014, AC/DC Australian drummer AC/DC Phil Rudd had a charge of attempting to arrange a murder dropped in New Zealand, but he was still facing charges of drug possession and making threats to kill. The U-turn by authorities announced less than 24 hours after Mr. Rudd appeared in court was because of lack of evidence, his lawyer said. Last one, Bones Hillman, best known as the bass guitarist for Australian alternative rock band Midnight Oil, dies from cancer at age 62. Midnight Oil scored the 87 worldwide hit Beds Are Burning, and Hillman also worked with Sheryl Crow.
Huh.
Rest in peace. It was in 2020. Guys, that was your Light and Breezy episode, or your edition of This Day in Music. Chucking right along like a steam train running through the Ozarks. We're going to jump. We're not even going to jump. We're going to crash right in to the wonderful G.a.s Metal Minute. G.a.s Metal Minute.
All right, welcome to Jim's Metal Minute. This one's going to be a little quick one. Like we said, it's going to be light and breezy. I've tried to find a confirmation on this. I can't really confirm that this is true, but I just wanted to state, in case it is true, why we would love this man. So basically, King Diamond or Merciful Fate, they're not sure which band it wasn't allowed to play because of lyrical content. Lemmy, while doing his set with Motörhead, spray painted a pentagram on stage and told the crowd he was going to worship Satan that night. It cracks me up. That's why I love Lemmy. Coming to the aid of either Merciful Fate or King Diamond, which one of the two. They probably were saying that they were devil worshippers is what I'm coming with. So Lemmy's like, all right, I see that, and I'll raise you one. So I'm gonna spray paint this bad boy on stage and say I'm gonna go worship the Satan tonight. God, that's why I love Lemmy so much.
I do too.
I mean,
shout out to our buddy, the loudest author in the world, Mark Irwin.
Yeah, boy.
Talking about Lemmy, we've got a couple of Lemmy stuff here.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch I could have went through. It's like, I may have to go on a deep dive to confirm this, because if this is true, we'll cover it on Dirty Laundry, but it made me giggle.
It's still good, though.
It made me giggle.
It's perfect.
I pray that it's true. And knowing Lemmy, I'm pretty sure it probably is.
Knowing Lemmy. Knowing of Lemmy and some of the shenanigans that man does.
Right. I just think it's so awesome. Oh, you're going to cancel them? Well, all right. Let us play, and then I'll show you what's up, boy. Oh, God, I love Lemmy.
But, guys, another wonderful,
quick and easy,
wonderful edition of Jim's Metal Minute, the podcast within a podcast. The shortest podcast you'll ever have.
Yeah, boy.
It's actually, we're a 2-in-1 item because we have 2 podcasts in one.
Right.
Guys, we're going to jump into some news, and I've got I've got enough for everybody and their brother. Guys, and speaking of Lemmy, this is a good segue. What is Billy Gibbons' opinion on Motörhead and Lemmy Kilmister? In an interview with G.a.s back in 2016, ZZ Top's Billy Gibbons was asked to list his 13 favorite albums of all time, and one of the records he mentioned was Motörhead's Bad Magic, 2015. Motörhead, and here's where the quotes start, Motörhead, on the other hand, are very much indeed in that heavy metal thing. My tribute to Lemmy would be that he was genuine through and through. He never posed behind any manner of falsehood. He was exactly what he stood for, a rock and roller through and through. I once heard it said that he caught one of his sons. He caught his youngster extolling the virtues of speed, Lemmy said. Nah, don't get too much behind speed. What you want is weed, Billy Gibbons said. The first time Billy heard Motörhead, back in 2018, Gibbons recalls an interview with Spiegel, which he discovered Motörhead talked about Lemmy being Jimi Hendrix's roadie. Lemmy was once a roadie at Jimi Hendrix, so there's a parallel. I first noticed him in Motörhead when they posed like three sinister bandits in the desert on Ace of Spades. I thought the picture was so cool that we copied it a year later for our album El Loco. Lemmy was the best ambassador of rock and roll, and we could have had a straight guy. I've always admired him very much. So Billy,
yeah, boy,
saying lots of good stuff about Lemmy and Motörhead, and even taking some things from Motörhead.
Yeah.
Seeing what they're doing and saying, man, gonna have to do something like that.
Yeah, it goes to show why Lemmy's God.
He is. Guys, I've got a odd one here. If you're into the gear, if you're a guitar player and you're listening to the gear, you might know some of these names. Fender to acquire PreSonus. Fender Musical Instruments Corporation has announced that it will acquire PreSonus Audio Electronics. PreSonus is a bunch of like recording interfaces, recording programs, different things like that. And Fender's just scooped them up.
So just imagine what's about to come out of Fender.
Yeah. They had the Studio One DAW and a wide range of pro and prosumer audio equipment. So basically, they're just shoring up their recording.
Yeah.
You know. And then they can offer PreSonus and a bunch of other stuff. Obviously, you know, it's saying here in this article, I'll read what it says a little bit. It says the deal comes as Fender is flush with cash due to a pandemic-powered resurgence in learning musical instruments. A Fender YouGov survey estimated that 16 million consumers in the U.S. took up guitar in the last 2 years, with 77% citing free time due to the pandemic as a major factor in their decision. The PreSonus acquisition then could pave the way for alternative ways to capitalize on those new customers, while also fortifying their commitment to playing music through home recording, live performance tools, and more. It just makes sense. You got the money, go do it, right?
Yep.
And Fender's a juggernaut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fender's a juggernaut in the game. Like, you're not going to mess with them.
They've been.
Yeah, they've been. They are.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't even say been.
Yeah,
it's like Gibson has been, then weren't. Now they're.
I really feel like Gibson's making a resurgence.
Oh, we spoke about that a lot.
We have.
But it's like, you know, the Kirk Hammett, that feud's over. Like that's a big deal. And then I really want to see.
Well, they got that new regime of people in there, and they're treating their artists better.
Yeah.
Thank the Lord.
Yep. Because when Wayne Static from Static X was with Gibson, they didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, and
how do you not?
Who's the dude from Mastodon come out and was like, not Brent Hines, the other guy, Bill Keller,
I think.
The guy with the blonde hair. And
yeah.
That guy come out and said in an interview, I want to say I'm quoting this now, like I know. It was a while back, and he was when the Gibson thing started, and he was like, Gibson is treating their artists like crap.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with them. I'd rather go play ESP. Dude played like a reverse Firebird ESP.
Yep.
At least they'll take care of him.
Yeah.
But guys, rolling down the line, I think we've talked about this before. Mark Hoppus plays Blink 182 hits with Travis Barker and first show since beating cancer. The bassist appeared on Barker's House of Horrors Halloween concert special. I think this is awesome. May not be everybody's favorite band. We all listened to it when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
We all remember the porn star cover on this, the porn star lady on the CD cover.
We got to remember them running naked through the streets.
Naked through the streets and all that in the videos. But if you can beat cancer,
yeah,
you beat that big C word, the big C word, not the little C word, the big one. That's epic.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. Shout out to Mark Hoppus. He beat cancer. That's a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah. And which
I mean, wow. That's a tough bastard.
Yeah.
Tough. Guys, staying with the kind of dreary stuff, Analog Man's Mike Pereira posts photos of Smash King of Tone copy as warning to counterfeit pedal manufacturers. Guitar.com reached out to Pereira, who gave some extra information about the origins of the photo and the clone pedal. U.S. Customs will now be doing this to fake pedals coming in from China. It says the pedal pictured was ordered as a clone but showed up with our trademarks on it, so the customer who bought it contacted me and told me he was going to smash it and put it in a generic case. So there's people out there across the way who's literally putting fake decals on it and selling it.
Where have we heard this before?
Yeah, where have we heard this before? But I don't think this is going against the Joyo stuff. I think this is literally going against people out there who's literally making fake copies.
Yep.
Like, we know that the King of Kings is a nod to Analog Man. Mm-hmm. We know that's what that is. These guys are literally out there making counterfeit Analog Man pedals. Like, that have year-long, year-plus, 2-year-plus waiting lists for these things. Insanity. But people love them. People swear by them. I've been interested in maybe trying one of the fuzzes.
I mean,
but they're so goddamn they're expensive.
Expensive and waiting. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't. I'd have to buy it second hand.
Yeah, it's like if I want something that bad, I'm gonna get it.
I'm gonna get it.
Now.
Yeah. Unless it's like super duper pre-order.
That's why I hate looking at vintage stuff, because I'm like, I want this, I want that, I want that, I want this, but I can't have it. So
I seen something today scrolling around on something. Was it goddamn 56 Duo Sonic? All the gold was off the anodized pick guard and everything. The pickups had been re-pick-upped and refinished. Neck was still all original, and it looked great. 56 Fender Duo Sonic. $3,000. But still, it's a 50s Fender.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for a 50s Fender, I mean, damn. We've seen more expensive for less. Like the refinish. Oh, that one that I can't. That was weeks ago, and I think about it every now and again. I'm like, why would you refinish it? Just let it.
Unless it was factory refinish.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, you pay the factory to redo it. Like,
but still, if I'm getting a 1960s Fender, I don't care if there's scratches on the body. I don't care if the paint's gone. That's how I want it.
That's how, yeah.
Right,
if I want it that,
right then.
Yeah.
I mean, if the internals need, if internals get gummy, of course you're gonna have to. If you can clean it, that's great. If you have to replace it, at least try to replace it with vintage parts if you can.
Of that kind of caliber.
But that being said, you get what you can get.
Well, we had a little tangent about a 50s Fender, but guys, here's something. Nobles unveils limited edition green sparkle finished version of its famed ODR1 overdrive pedal, including a certificate, special gift box, and serial number. This version of the Nashville favorite drive will be produced in a limited run of 2,000 units worldwide. Jim, have you seen the Nobles ODR1?
Not sure.
Well, it's that, but it's just green and sparkly.
I do like the way it looks.
I do like the way it looks too.
It's pure 80s.
It's a lot of a lot of Nashville players use it for that kind of lighter drive thing. It's still cool, and I'd really like to try one. I don't know if I want to try the green sparkle one. But yeah, I'd like to try one of these ODR ones.
Running mid 140, 150s.
Let's see here. Nobles ODR1 Limited can run on a 9-volt power supply, 9-volt battery, or 18-volt power supply. Is available now for $139.
All right, not bad.
No, not bad at all.
No.
And you get a certificate with it too. Might have to scoop that bad boy up. Be honest.
So second hand would probably be 120, 115.
Depending on how they hold their value, if they hold their value.
Right.
Got a few more, guys. So I said I got a big laundry list of news here today. 3 Holy Grail Blackguards from John 5's Dream Guitar Collection. A 1950 Fender Broadcaster. Quote, I did this little game in which you focus on something to make it come true, John says. That's what happened with this guitar. You can get a Frankenstein Broadcaster if you look around, but I wanted the real deal, the genuine article. So I thought really hard about it. And that's when I got a call from Norman at Norman's Rare Guitars, and he says, I've got one for you. Next one. 52 Fender Esquire. I love Esquires because of Keith Richards. The minute I saw him play one, I knew I had to have one too. Plus a lot of cowboy players in the 50s played them. They were less expensive than Telecasters, though I'm not sure why. They're incredible guitars, beautiful sound, great feel. This is one that came into my life in early 2000. I'd been looking around for an Esquire, and boom, there it was. That's the thing about the thrill of the hunt. You have to be willing to put in the time. But once you score, it's so satisfying. And last one, a 53 Fender Telecaster. For a while there, it got to the point where I didn't want to buy any guitars that weren't from the West Coast. Because of the weather and other parts of the country that can kill them. I don't think this guitar ever saw daylight. Whoever owned it must have left it in its case for decades. It looks like it just came off the assembly line. It's very bright in color. There's no hint of a change in its appearance at all. With a lot of these tellies, their color starts to mellow and turns into something that looks like butterscotch. Nothing of the sort with this one. And those were quotes from John 5 about a 53 Fender Telecaster, a 52 Fender Esquire, and a 50 Fender Broadcaster.
Jeez.
And those are just some 3, the top of picks out of his tele collection.
And then I'm probably right after that says no caster. I know there's.
No, that was just his that was the article.
Well, yeah.
3, but yeah, probably down on the list.
I was
is
just
that
going down on his list. I know that no caster he was very high on.
But
man,
bushes.
It's probably like $500,000 in guitars
Just,
right there. Especially that
just Telecasters, like
yeah.
well, I mean, the Esquires and Broadcaster, whatever, but this is tellies, man.
It's like I don't know if anybody has looked at John 5's guitar collection, but go on YouTube, type in John 5's telly collection. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he has like a few other
one from every
bits
year.
and bobs, but yeah, he has one telly from every freaking year.
I mean, I know there's a few that he's looking for. I think he's looking for a baritone is one of the few that he's missing from his collection, but it's unreal. And out of all those, his favorite guitar is still his gold one.
Yeah. Guys, have you heard, little easy segue, something that happened last week, and Jim said he didn't get to hear it. You guys can go to blabbermouth.net and hear the new Slipknot single, The Chapeltown Rag. Slipknot has just released a new single, obviously, aforementioned name. The track, which can be streamed below, which was produced by Joe Barresi, who's previously worked with Avenged Sevenfold, Queens of the Stone Age, and Chevelle. Slipknot frontman Corey Taylor describes the song to Knotfest.com as a punisher, saying it documents what happens when the distortions of mass media circulate within the echo chambers of social media. It's classic Slipknot, says Corey, which inspired by a Netflix documentary he watched about the Yorkshire Ripper, serial killer who murdered multiple women in the West Yorkshire, United Kingdom suburb Chapeltown in the late 70s. And it's frenetic, but lyrically it's coming from a point of talking about the various manipulations that can happen when social media meets media itself, and the different ways that these manipulations can try to pull us in different directions, and the fact that we're all becoming addicts to it, which is very, very dangerous. Heavy words from Corey Taylor about where this new song come from.
And I have heard it, and it's kind of got a little flavor of everything. I mean, it is very frenetic. It's the guitars are, to me, seem like more black metalish, so it's a little bit more mid-range based compared to what it would normally be. It's like the first time you hear it, you're like, all right, there's a lot going on there, because there is a lot going on. After you get to about 2 or 3 times, it starts to come together, and then, it's really growing on me now. So it's not like I didn't like it the first time I heard it. It's just, it takes a minute to, there's literally.
It can be disappointing when you hear something from a band and you hear it and you're just like, man, I don't like this.
Well,
and I'm not saying that was the case with that, but I mean, it has happened to all of us before.
Yes, it has.
Picked up a CD somewhere. I say pick up a CD. Whatever you do, listen to whatever for the first time.
What Stone Age life are you living? We haven't picked up a CD in years.
We haven't picked up a CD since our wonderful CD store, Hastings,
closed.
Has been gone. Rest in peace, Hastings.
Somebody just posted about Hastings today. And I miss going in at 9:35 and getting guitar strings at night.
Yeah. Because I got one last one from a news. During appearance on a recent episode of Guns N' Roses' Centric Appetite for Distortion podcast, Buckcherry frontman Josh Todd reflects on his first and only face-to-face encounter with Axl Rose. He says, I have always really loved Axl as a singer and as a frontman. I just really think he's a talented guy, and I never got to meet him. I'd been around places where he was close, and I didn't know about it, and I never got to meet him. So cut to, Buckcherry does a handful of shows with Guns, and still he's just a mysterious guy. He would always go on never on scheduled time, and at that point he would always be in a bus, maybe traveling to the next location, because we'd already left, so we never got an opportunity to link up. So cut to, we did a show, and I think it was one of the last shows we did with GNR. We were all on the bus after the show, and the tour manager goes, hey, Axl wants to say hello to you guys. He's got something for you. You guys can come in the venue. And I was like, what? Yes. So we all got our shit together and we go into the venue, and it was just this most bizarre experience. We're in the Best Buy. He goes, how are you guys doing? I just want to say it was nice having you guys out. And he takes his bag out and he hands us, all of us, an iPad. Each of us an iPad from Best Buy. Just want to give you guys a gift and tell you how much we appreciate having you out on tour with us. And I was just like, are you kidding me? This is amazing. So Josh Todd gets gifted an iPad in Best Buy by Axl Rose.
It's like, All right. You've been touring with us for a couple of weeks. I'm not going to say a damn word to you, but here's an iPad.
We can meet up for the first time ever in Best Buy. I'm going to thank you. You're going to take this iPad and smile.
Yeah. Take a Coke and a spell. Shut Yeah, but that's still nice.
That's still kind of cool. I just thought it was just kind of just one of those odd things, you know.
It's just kind of weird, you know, that you're on tour with somebody, you don't even get to talk to them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is Axel. But guys, that is all I have for your Guitar Pirates podcast, episode 32 of the news. Jim, what do you got?
All right, I'm just going to mention this first one. I don't want to delve on it too much. Over the weekend, I don't know if anybody heard, at Astro World Music Festival, Travis Scott was playing, and there was a crowd surge. There was over 50,000 people there. 300 plus were injured. 8 people had died, and it was all cardiac arrest. They're not really sure as far as to the cause, you know, of death, but just prayers for them, man. That's insane. And there's a lot to dial into that, but I just kind of thought we'd bring it up now and then probably next week follow up whenever the investigation gets a little bit going. That way, you know, we know a little bit more. But if you haven't looked it up, just check it out. It's on all your major news things. I'm surprised that it's not more of a story, you know, but it kind of takes you back to, like, you know, the late 70s when the Who was playing at Cincinnati and they had that trampling there. So just crazy.
Yeah, it is nuts. Whatever happened, you know, we don't know, obviously, but
It's unreal.
that's just unreal. Guys, be safe out there. Obviously, they're not listening to the end of our shows when we're trying to tell them to be safe and wash their hands.
Right?
Just stay for the whole show, guys.
Right. All right. This one right here, we've talked about it before, but now there's more confirmation on this, and I'm really excited about it. Like, especially whenever I start, I'm about to name drop. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
I'm about to get frustrated. Ozzy Osbourne's new album featuring Zakk Wylde, with Zakk Wylde will be playing on the entirety of the album, but here we go. This is where it gets really interesting. Tony Iommi, Jeff Beck, and Eric Clapton will appear on the album.
Wow. Wow. Eric Clapton?
Eric Clapton.
That's awesome.
Jeff Beck, and
See, with these latest Ozzy albums, they can just be a big plethora of guests.
Mr. Metal God himself, Tony Iommi.
I mean, him and Zach on a track with Ozzy?
Oh, man.
Is that the fever dream come true?
Right. And then him and Eric Clapton.
What?
This it can't get any better, because I know we talked about it. It said Zakk Wylde would play a few songs, you know, and then I was reading an article the other day, and then I was like, what?
What?
My eyes about blew out of my head. This is coming from the Sony Group Corporation, is overarching parent company to Sony Music Entertainment. Osborne's label Epic Eagle-Eyed fans spotted the revelation amongst the company's catchy titled supernatural information of the consolidation financial results for the second quarter ending. Wait, okay. My phone keeps doing weird things. Why does your Wi-Fi hate me? Oh my God. Are you kidding me right now? Okay. Sony lists new record among key releases for the next 6 months. My phone keeps resetting. So,
Well, Jim's got a technical difficulty with the old iPhone 6.
yeah,
Obviously, it's clearly blowing dust out of all the portholes.
right.
But you guys get what's going on.
It's literally only on Guitar World that this happens. Blabbermouth never does it. Anyway, so check out next year, in the spring of 2022, this album will be coming out, and we'll definitely be following up on this a lot because I just can't wait for one album. I can't wait for a single to drop on this bad boy. And this one right here, anybody that's has talked about the big four as far as like thrash metal, there's always two bands that you want to include, and it's up to your. I always say it's the big six, but Anthrax Got In wants to officially expand Big Four to include Exodus. They deserve the credit, which, yes, you can also add Testament. So it's like, do you want to, it's A, B, which one do you want to add? But, I always thought that it would have been cool to have Testament, Exodus, Anthrax, Megadeth, Slayer, and Metallica one big show, which, when we're talking about big shows like that, maybe down in the future, we have kind of a fantasy little thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have like 15 different concerts that I would love to see. That'll never happen because it's a fantasy. But yes, this Bonded by Blood, Anthrax Got In has doubled down on his claim that Exodus Bonded by Blood is the best debut album to have ever released by any of the big five thrash metal bands. Controversial?
Meh, maybe.
Okay, not controversial, but I mean, Kill 'Em All that's a toughie. Although Exodus rarely gets mentioned alongside the so-called Big Four of the 1980s thrash metal, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax, the aforementioned 1985 LP inspired the likes of Testament, Death Angel, Violence, and many other to launch their careers as considered one of the most influential thrash metal albums of all time. In discussed Exodus standing as it relates to the Big Four during an appearance on the latest episode of Machine Head frontman Rob Flynn's No Fucking Regrets with Rob Flynn podcast. He said, as transcribed by blabbermouth.net, the powers that be, like the mayor of heavy metal, maybe Lars Ulrich, Metallica drummer, needs to get a phone call, and he can decree that the Big Four needs to officially be changed to the Big Five, because it's always bugged me that Exodus doesn't get the representation and the credit where credit is due. And I understand the Big Four. I get it, because maybe the four bands had more success, certainly coming out of the 80s, whereas Exodus certainly had their peaks and valleys and maybe didn't have the same success going forward as some of the other bands. But the way I look at it is, if you want to look at the bands that really were there at the inception, Bonded by Blood was out way before Megadeth's Killing Is My Business. Dave Mustaine's Megadeth leader was in Metallica before forming Megadeth, but Kirk Hammett was in Exodus before joining Metallica. It's like, come on. So, and he says he's actually not kidding. I mean,
He obviously has a strong love for that band.
Oh, of course. And
that's all right.
It's like a lot of people do. I mean, I love, I like Exodus, it's like, it's one of those things, like, people will say add Testament, people will say add Exodus, it's like, which one, it's like, who you're going to add. It's like whoever you want to add. I mean, if you want to look at album sales, of course, the Big Four are there for a reason. But, yeah, I mean, I just thought that's pretty good of, Scott in, even though, he gets a bad rap about being, what can we say, an asshole. And then this one right here, I cannot wait. I'm already booking it right now. Tool announces huge 2022 tour of U.S. and Europe. Yes, if you are a Tool fan, I'm speaking to you, and I know you either go left or right on this one. So I know Josh is like me. Meh. Nah, I mean,
it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
No, it's not that I don't not like them, but it's not.
It's not your deal.
It's not my deal.
Let's see. It is with great pleasure that I get to announce our return to the road, says drummer Danny Carey in press release. The past 18 months have been trying, to say the least, but from great trials come great lessons and great rewards. We're generally looking forward to sharing them with you. Yes. Ticket dates are on sale this Friday. That would have been. This is a old article, but we haven't mentioned it yet. And it's something that's been slipping my mind, but I'm glad I remembered. It kicks off in January in Boise, Aussie ho. Thinking of Aussie again. It's in January 10th in Eugene, Oregon, and that bad boy's going to run through. Let's see here, March 20th through the States, and then you're going to head back over to the UK. So. Of course, they're going to play the major ones close to us. I mean, depending on where you are, we're in Arkansas, northern Arkansas, so you're going to have your St. Louis, your Kansas Cities, and your Tulsas. So just depending on where you are, they're probably going to be there for you. You may have to drive some places, but they don't have an opener, which that's the one thing I really want to find out, because whenever I go to see a band, of course I'm going to see the headliner, but to me it's the opener. I want to know who's going to get me set up.
Yeah, who's going to kind of get the oven preheated.
I mean, like, to see Killswitch Engage and then Slipknot, like two of my favorite bands, like, that was a great warm-up.
Great way to kind of get things rolling.
But there's some times where the opener is who I went to see, and I have been to two concerts to where I went to see the opener, not the closer, and then you leave early and you're like, why'd I spend that much money to see one band? But,
to not see the band.
But I also think it's pretty cool. And then a little segue, did you see the Gibson model for we talked about the Epiphone model of his name I just went completely blank. Good Lord.
Adam Jones?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they just redid a second run of that.
Yeah.
They had that one, the first run, remember when it got jacked off the truck?
Yeah, boy.
They did a second run.
Yep.
And Trogley was talking about it, how maybe the second run might diminish the value of the first run.
Right.
So, there's like these things, the custom shop run, they're expensive.
Yeah.
And it ain't no joke. It's like a small used Honda. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, used Honda's going to last.
It's expensive. They're expensive.
Right. But yeah, so if you're a Tool fan, 2022 is your year, boy. I mean, there's opportunities. The thing I like about Tool is most of the shows I see are been on the weekend. And it's weird to go to a concert on a Tuesday and it be packed. To me, I was expecting a lot of people to be there for a Tuesday show. I did not expect it to be wall to wall, front to back, as many people as I could see as far back as possible. But a Slipknot for you to coming to Arkansas. I mean, first time playing in Rogers, of course it was going to be blown out. But so I'm really geared up for 2022. That's when we're going to have more concerts come back. More people that have been scared away to do shows. It's going to pop back up in 2022. So that's all I got right now.
Guys, that's Jim's news for your Guitar Parts Podcast, episode 32. I want to thank all you electric tigers out there for settling in your beginning of the week with your Guitar Parts Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you guys about our Mean Beard of the Week. And I also want to plug again our Mean Beard contest, or not our Mean Beard contest, the Mean Beard contest. But our Mean Beard of the Week is last year's Meanest Beard contest winner, Kevin Bowling. Sexy sumbitch on here. I say that for sure. Look at this old man.
Yeah, boy.
I'm sorry. I mean,
Yeah,
and
boy.
I seen some stuff on Instagram. Don't let him fool you. He will thump your head. This man looks like he will thump your head.
Right.
Do not mess around. But guys, the Meanest Beard contest. Head over to meanbeard.com. Find the Meanest Beard contest. Go ahead and click on a couple links. And you can go ahead and sign up. Contest rules. Eligibility, no purchase necessary. Meanest Beard Worldwide contest is open to bearded individuals worldwide. Employees of the and members of the Mean team associated with Mean Beard Company Ltd. And where applicable, the contest sponsors their respective affiliates, subsidiaries, and advertising promotional agencies and the immediate family members, and those whom they are domiciled are not eligible. All entries into the contest will be reviewed upon receipt and either accepted or denied. A denied entry could be due to inappropriate or explicit photography or story content. You must be the sole owner of the photograph you are submitting or have permission from the photographer. Professional photographs with watermarks or logos will not be accepted. At the discretion of Mean Beard, photographs containing a logo of another beard care company or clothing brand may not be accepted. Guys, head over to meanbeard.com. Get on the contest rules. 2021 Meanest Beard Worldwide Contest. Obviously, we don't get to enter.
Nope.
That's all right.
Yeah, well, don't touch my hand.
You can touch my hand. But no, I think it's awesome, and we're gonna push the Moses heck out of this thing. And shout out to Kevin Bowling, last year's Meanest Beard, 2020's Meanest Beard. Awesome guy. I think he follows us on Instagram. We follow him at Kevin's Beard. I want to say now that guy was doing like a kayak through some sort of crazy river. It may not have been him. It may have been somebody else on there. A lot of beards on there. But guys, that's your beard of the week. We're going to jump into some gas. We're not really itchy about anything here lately.
I got small, that 1980s Dean.
What do you got? Go ahead and go with it so we can.
I was just going to mention it real quick.
Yeah, do it.
We've been talking.
Do it.
He asked me, Josh asked me a couple weeks ago, he's like, since I got a mini guitar, you're going to get one. I was like, well, if I was going to get anything kind of miniature, it's a 1983 Dean Baby Z. It's hard to explain. You really have to check it out because it's got a pitchfork headstock. It's got a weird headstock, but it's just a smaller scale Explorer style body. It's just a standard Dean guitars. It's a shorter scale, but I can't say that I'm not itchy for it. I just don't know where I want to go with it. But it's been on my reverb save list for about 6 weeks, and I really dig it. But yeah, I'm in sell mode right now, so I just haven't been gassy, and I know I also don't want to look yet because I'm in sell mode, and I know I'm going to be like, oh, I want to add this bad boy.
All right, guys. We've had a couple releases this week. First off, G.a.s PACKRAT 9-way rodent-style distortion pedal. Let's see here. It's basically 9 rats into one. G.a.s PACKRAT aims to solve the riddle, how many rodents can you stuff into a single stomp box? The answer is apparently 9. You can churn out mild overdrive, metallic grind, caponious fuzz, and equal alpom. Whoa, I don't even know what that is. APLOMB. Leaning on 4 decades of tried and true and some quite rare ratty tones. Best of all, the PACKRAT doesn't use digital modeling. Rather, it boasts the exact same components as the source units. So when you select a mode with the PACKRAT's rotary control, your guitar signal actually passes through a replica of the original pedal circuitry. Just about every pedal board has a large mouse-like stomp box on it, but with the G.a.s PACKRAT, you can have all the rodents. $249 wherever you guys get your pedals. Little rundown of what's going on with the G.a.s PACKRAT. Here's another one. Boss releases FZ1W. And yes, it's another Wazacraft fuzz pedal, but this time it's not limited to 3,000. Oh, and did I say the G.a.s PACKRAT was $249?
Yeah.
Let's get that out of the way. G.a.s PACKRAT $249. Other than that, but we'll go back to the Boss. You're looking at the FZ1W. It's almost in like that same kind of, finish as the Tone Bender, but not, it's like a silvery primary finish. It's a Wazacraft pedal. Let's see here. The Boss FZ1 Wazacraft fuzz pedal pays tribute to early fuzz circuit designs while emulating some of the issues of vintage effects and providing modern flexibility. The FZ1W features vintage and modern modes to give you access to a range of fuzzy tones, from glitched out sputters and raspy fuzz to grind and singing. In vintage mode, FZ1W emulates classic fuzz circuits, but with higher gain and wide open expressive range. And a Till EQ style knob simultaneously adjusts the high and low frequencies for dialing in the perfect old school fuzz tone for any situation. Modern mode is specifically designed to provide a cutting contemporary sound with even more gain on tap and some serious fatness. In modern mode, the tone knob has a unique tuning that lets you sculpt the high end without reducing the mid-range, so you never get lost in the mix. Guitarists at Sweetwater have found that the FZ1W also doubles as a powerful boost pedal for juicing your tube amp and adding some hair to your favorite overdrive and distortion pedals. FZ1W, $200.
Since it's going to be a mass production.
Yeah, and it's a Wazacraft pedal.
No, but the thing is that people aren't going to be able to scalp you on prices if you buy one secondhand now.
Yeah, that's true. You can go out and get one.
Yep.
You can literally go get one.
So good on Boss for doing. I bet you that's what they were thinking about. We're tired of people making money on our stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
That is awesome. That's two different pedals, two different releases that have just come out from G.a.s and Boss. It's not really gassy. I don't know if I'd ever pick one up. I might pick up one of the Boss pedals down the line just to try it. So it's a fuzz pedal. Who doesn't love fuzz pedals? I'm more interested in the Nobles because I haven't tried one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? More interested in that.
I am kind of curious with that Rat because, I mean, I had a Rat. I gave it to Josh. Like, I played it once, and I was like, it's not for me.
Yeah, it definitely has its... kind of has its own thing.
And plus, the settings that I have on my amp, it probably didn't help. You know what I mean? Like, that's a mid-range thing, and I'm not hot on mid-range, so I have a little mid-range, so I don't get lost. But
yeah, the Rats can be real finicky. Rats can be real finicky. They have that reverse like filter thing and it's backwards, and you think you think you're turning it one way to get it brighter, but it's actually going to get darker.
Right.
And it kind of messes with your brain a little bit. And yeah, I totally get it.
For a $70 pedal, though, I think it's better than a DS1.
It's a cool fuzz pedal. It's like a staple. It definitely has inspired me to get those staple kind of pedals.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Proco Rat, that's a staple. Fuzz Face, that's a staple. Wah Wah pedal, that's a staple. Phaser, flanger, just the staples.
I do want that DS1, the newer model.
Yeah.
Because anybody's probably first guitar pedal, most of us went with the DS1 because it was $49 at Hastings or wherever you could go.
Yeah, wherever you could get it, or it was like $30 at the pawn shop or
Right.
whatever.
And now it's like, you want this? I have one. I still have my first one. The light comes on, no sound comes out. And I really want to play it so I can remember
the sound.
And just be like, why did I ever stop playing this?
Why did I ever
or,
go away from this?
I'm glad I stopped playing this.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But guys, shout out to show sponsors, Mean Beard. We've obviously talked about the Mean Beard contest. Shout out to Mean Beard of the Week, Kevin Bowling, last year's 2020 Meanest Beard contest winner. Head on over to smoothmyballs.com. Use promo code PIRATES. Save yourself 15%. Use promo code GPP15 at checkout with Mean Beard. Save yourself 15%. Guys, find Midnight's Haberdashery anywhere on social medias. Place a custom hat order and just tell them the Pirates sent you. Nothing special, but I almost bet you tell him the Pirates sent you and he'll cut you a deal.
And if he doesn't, we'll have a talk with him.
We'll have a talk with him. It's not that he may not cut you a deal. I bet he'll do something special for you.
Yeah.
Because he does a lot of cool stuff with his hats.
He's a good old boy.
He is. He is a good boy. Shout out to Dale. But guys, past few weeks, we're not getting them every week. It doesn't happen all the time. But guys, if you're listening to this, call into your Letting It Hit hotline, 870-682-3443. Call in and leave him voicemail about your crazy, inspiring, or just flat out odd music, guitar, story, whatever you got. Doesn't matter. If you heard a song and it inspired you, call it in. Let us know. Letting It Hit hotline. But guys, I've got a Letting It Hit. Let's head on over to the Letting It Hit hotline.
I have been getting begged to call into this and finally getting around to do it. I've got a story for you boys about finding vintage instruments in hole-in-the-wall pawn shops. About 13 years ago, I just on a whim decided to go buy a little, mom and pa pawn shop in Mountain Home, Arkansas. And I saw a baby blue old Fender Stratocaster sitting in the corner. Didn't know it at the exact time, but I knew I was going to have this guitar, and I knew it was something special. So asked him what he wanted for it. He wanted $250. I had $230. He let it go for that. About had a heart attack getting a case for me to get it out of his shop. I was in a blues band with one of the gentlemen I'm calling into at the time, and we all began to do our own research, couldn't quite figure it out. Took it to Nashville, Tennessee to the gentleman, Joe Glazer, and he ripped it apart for me. Turns out it is a pre-CBS Fender Stratocaster, so 1965 body and neck with a 1966 stamp on the headstock. And come to find out years later that when CBS bought the Fender Corporation in 65, they pumped out all the old equipment before they made their jumbo headstock in 66. So truly unique and rare guitar. Played it for 10 years till I ran into a gentleman that recognized the guitar and used to be a roadie / friend of Black Oak, Arkansas, that used to have a little compound out here in Oakland, Arkansas. And one of the gentlemen that owned the guitar, I guess the story goes, I have no, certificate of authenticity, anything like that. It's just local folklore, I guess you could say, that when the gentleman that owned it passed on, his son went and hawked all the gear that he had around, local town here. And I just so happened to snatch up a 1965 Fender Stratocaster in Daphne Blue, I might add. And that is my first wife, and she's named Daphne. I hope it's a good story for you guys, and love what you're doing. Oh.
That is pretty much the antithesis, not the antithesis, but that is what Letting It Hit is all about.
Yes.
That is one of our close personal friends.
One of our favorite guitars of all time.
One of our favorite guitars of all time. Yes, I had been telling him, I said, you need to call in this story. We have the perfect place for the story. This story will never live, but it will live now.
Yep.
It lives now in episode 32.
It
lives now forever. Could just be folklore, whatever. It ain't folklore now.
I mean, you can say it's folklore, but I mean, Black Oak, Arkansas had a humongous compound not too far from here.
Not too far from here. They were very heavily, they had a lot of footprints around the area.
Oh, boy, did they ever.
So a wonderful Letting It Hit. If you guys are on the fence and listening to this, that's the Letting It Hit hotline. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's not an embarrassing story.
No.
It's not what you found an awesome guitar. You found a sweet guitar that you got a good deal on it. Call that baby in.
Yeah.
You heard an awesome song driving down the road and it made you want to go get a cheeseburger. Call that baby in.
You were at a concert and you went to fart and shit yourself. Call it in.
Call that baby in. Just make sure you wipe from back to front.
Yeah.
But guys, that is your Letting It Hit hotline for episode 32. Guys, I want to leave it light and breezy for our main event, but you can head over to loudersound.com and you can look at the top 50 Motörhead songs. That is today's main event.
And we're going to go over every song for
every
song.
And we're going to read everything. No, we're not.
No, but let's do the top 5.
Guys, I'm going to literally do a speed read down the top 20 until we get to 5.
That'll work.
20, Over the Top, No Sleep Till Hammersmith, 1981. Number 19, I Ain't No Nice Guy, March or Die, 1992. 18, Eat the Rich, Rock and Roll, 1987. Damage Case, number 17, Overkill in 1979. 16, Back at the Funny Farm, Another Perfect Day, 1983. 15, We Are the Road Crew, Ace of Spades, 1980. 14, Iron Fist, Everything Louder Than Everyone Else, 1999. 13, Orgasmatron, BBC Live and In Session, 2005. 12, Killed by Death, No Sleep at All, 1988. 11, Stay Clean, Everything Louder Than Everyone Else, 1999. Top 10, here we go. Shoot You in the Back, Ace of Spades, 1980. 9, Whorehouse Blues, Inferno, 2004. 8, Please Don't Touch, featuring Girl School, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, 1981. 7, Motörhead, No Sleep Till Hammersmith, 1981. 6, No Class, No Sleep Till Hammersmith, 1981. And we're going to get into our top 5 now. Number 5, Just 'Cause You Got the Power, No Sleep at All, 1988. Quote, You like politicians, don't you? Neither do I. The lying, thieving bastards. This is for all the fucks in suits out there fucking up your life. Lemmy was never one to mince words, but that intro taken from the 2011 Whackin' performance that was recorded for the World is Ours Volume 2, Any Place Crazy as Anywhere Else, perfectly captures the lyrical mindset Lemmy was in when writing this absolute gem. Featured originally as a B-side to Eat the Rich, the track nonetheless became a mainstay of Motörhead sets and is a loud guitarist, not the least Slash, who jumped on at Download Festival in 2010 at Chance to Grandstand, while Lemmy laid down the law against all the fucks who make your life miserable.
I love Lemmy.
I love Lemmy. I love him. Here we go. Going Yo Brazil, everything louder than everyone else. When the conversation comes up as to whether No Sleep Till Hammersmith is the definitive Motörhead live record, Going to Brazil is quite possibly the strongest argument to the contrary. First released in 1916, the track is about as half as deep in the literature worship as anybody could hope to be without hearing the iconic woo from the man himself. Number 3, kind of a new personal favorite. Bomber. No Sleep Till Hammersmith, 1981. Another track whose live iteration often replaced the original studio recording. Bomber's appearance on the No Sleep Till Hammersmith tour is nothing short of legendary. After all, while the band seldom went on all four frippery, the stage theatrics, like many of their peers, their most famous indulgence was a lighting rig in the shape of a titular plane, adding an extra showy flourish to get to a set that would otherwise be filled with wall-to-wall, straight-ahead rock and roll ragers. Can you guess number 2?
What I hope it was is Overkill, but I don't know.
Number 2 is Ace of Spades.
Oh, let's see. I was going to put that as number 1.
The big one. If Motörhead never did anything else after 1980, Ace of Spades would likely still have been an all-time classic. Yes, it would have. One of rock's most thundering tracks and the very definition of dangerous rock and roll. It's featured in countless movies and was played by the band and the Young Ones, and even got an acoustic reimagining for a Carlsberg advert. Even so, it never lost its charm and remains for many the quintessential Motörhead track. Far and away their biggest commercial success as it spent a total of 15 weeks in the UK music charts, peaking at number 15 on an original release and number 13 in 2016 as fans campaigned to get it back in the charts commemorate Lemmy's passing. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, boy. And here we go.
Here we go. I wish I had a drum roll thing on the old and number 1 is Overkill.
Yeah, boy.
Everything Louder Than Everyone Else, 1999. Extreme metal would not exist in the form it does without Motörhead. For years, Filthy Animal had toyed with the idea of using 2 bass drums for years, but his decision to deploy the technique on the title track for Motörhead's 1979 record Overkill changed the scape of extreme metal entirely, creating a whole new school of drumming for the double bass junkies who desperately wanted to replicate that same thundering beat. Icons in thrash, black metal, death metal, and beyond have openly sung Motörhead's praises. But Overkill is the song that absolutely blew the doors open for a new level of extremity, bypassing NWOBHM and going straight to thrash. Chuck in the band's usual Larry guitar sound, and you've got a 5-minute riot in a can. Utterly devastating in the downfall of many of an overeager mosher who didn't realize the song had 2 false endings before wrapping up in an abyss of a howling feedback. So there you go. Loudersound.com. Top 50 Motörhead songs. We did a quick rundown of the 20.
Yeah.
We probably could have done all 50, but it just would have been, we'd still be talking and whatever.
I mean,
I thought that was a great...
No Louie. Like...
No Louie. No, that's my song.
I mean, Motörhead's in there.
Motörhead's in there.
God, I love that song so damn much. But Overkill, I mean...
And Bomber's up there, too.
Yeah.
I love Bomber. Bomber's one of my new favorites.
I knew Overkill was going to be 1 or 2.
It was going to be up there. So, I mean, you get Bomber, Ace of Spades, Overkill.
And
top 3.
I really thought that Overkill was 2 and Ace of Spades was 1, just because iconically.
And then Motörhead goes, and then Motörhead is at number 7.
And
the Motörhead, the one that you showed me.
Dude, I love that song. If you haven't listened to the Motörhead song, it'll get stuck in your head for
It's
days.
so good.
For days.
It's so good.
There's something about Overkill. It just, man,
it's the drums. It's that drum groove.
The drum.
You hear that drum, and it's just so good.
And plus Lemmy's groove on the bass, he just makes you walk with a dick swinging. Just roar.
Here we go. Here's a little follow-ups. Hellraiser at 38. My dog Clyde out there barking.
Polar bear.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if Louie's even on here.
Right? We got to know now.
We need to know now before it gets bad. Nope. It is not. It did not make the cut, which is okay. I can see why. It's not everybody's cup of tea.
It's okay, but it's also not okay.
It's okay, but it's also not okay,
not
guys.
Okay.
This is not okay. But guys, that's it. Light and breezy episode of your Guitar Pirates podcast, episode 32. For what is just all of a sudden snuck up on me like a ninja, Sunday, November 7th. Hope you guys are heading into this week all flocked up and electricked up and just ready to kick ass and take this week all the way to the end of the week.
It's crazy.
I know, it's wild. It's wild, guys. Before we know it, we're going to be in 2022. We'll be past Christmas, past New Year's.
No winter NAM.
No winter NAM.
Pushed up till June.
So all the good videos will be gone.
Yep.
For our wintertime fun. I'm sure there'll be some fun releases. But
that probably, I was going to say they'll probably do like some online releases, but as far as like the good stuff.
Yeah, we're not going to get that until summertime. So I guess would it just be like a massive NAM, summer and winter NAM together?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because this year they had the online winter NAM, and then they had the summer winter NAM, which was, I just don't understand.
I get it. I get it.
But it was pushed forward, but hell. I mean, we were currently taking donations. Anybody who wants to donate to us going to NAM. We're also still waiting on our $250,000, so we can go get a really nice guitar.
So we can go to Christie's and buy a guitar.
Yeah, we want to go to Christie's. We're also requiring another $500,000 so we can go on a shopping spree at Norman's Rare Guitars. We got to go get our appointments in, and we want to go buy up as much as possible
before everybody else does. But guys, that is it for episode 32 of your Guitar Pirates podcast. Thank you for settling in and starting your week off right. It's been one hell of a week. Ladies and gentlemen, don't do anything dumb.
No.
Seriously, wash your hands and be safe.
Be thankful this month. And
yeah, let's be thankful this month. Count your thankfulness. I've been your host, Josh Jones.
I've been your co-host, Jim Steger. Take it easy, people.
And thank you guys